Hi, this is Frances from Yoga Glow Studio. I'm going to take you through a really grounding, steadying practice today. We'll focus quite a lot on the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra, but also the heart chakra or Anahata chakra. So if you have a block at home or a brick, you might like to bring it for this practice, or if not, you could just have a rolled up hand towel. And don't worry if you don't have either. You can definitely do this practice without them. So coming to lie down on your back, and you can either, like I'm showing, find a butterfly pose or Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet touching, or you can just move into Shavasana shape, arms out, palms facing up. In whichever position you've chosen, just allow yourself to settle into this space. Just soften the muscles of the face. Allow yourself to relax into the mat. Just bringing awareness to the breath, following the breath in and following the breath out. You might be able to hear the blinds in this bedroom just tapping in the breeze. Just tune into all sounds around you in your space and the sounds in my space, and just let them enable you just to really enter the present moment. So this is your time to connect to yourself, to find a sense of peace, a sense of gratitude and fullness. So as you breathe, just allow yourself to go a little bit deeper into that place of inner quiet. Letting go of the day. All that matters is being here right now. And when you're ready, you can just walk the feet back in towards you and find a happy baby. So just the two peace fingers around the big toe. See if you can keep the base of the spine connected to the ground for now. And just find a fairly firm pull, so you get a big stretch in the back of the legs, the hip flexors. And just breathe here in your happy baby. So the Muladhara chakra is at the base of the spine, the pelvic floor area. So in women it's identified as the cervix area, and in men the area between, well, really the perineum area. And we're going to do some pelvic floor control, retention work in this practice together. And when you're ready, you can just release the legs. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat, so knees point up, and just bring the hands onto the lower belly. And I want you just to take pelvic tilt, so we're going to just press the lower back into the mat, so connect the lower back to the mat and just tilt the pelvis slightly up, so pubic bone tilts towards the rib cage, lower back connects to the mat, and then release it, and you've got the natural curve of the spine on the ground again. And again, just see about tilting it, and also see about squeezing and lifting the pelvic floor in when you do this, and then releasing. Good. Let's connect this to the breath now. Definitely close the eyes. This will enable you just to tune in to your anatomy and the breath. So let's work together. Inhale, relax the belly, and exhale, pelvic tilt, squeeze and lift inside. Inhale, relax belly, and exhale to tilt, squeeze and lift. Inhale, relax belly, and exhale to tilt, squeeze and lift. Just a couple more in your own breath rhythm. Good. And now we're just going to add on, so we're going to bring our bridge pose in, so Satu Bandhu Savangasana. So we're going to do the same thing and then lift a bridge. So inhale, relax belly. Exhale, pelvic tilt, lifting to bridge, so squeeze and lift, press the glutes up. Inhale at the top. And exhale, gently rippling down. Inhale, relax belly and pelvic floor. Exhale, pelvic tilt, pressing into the feet, squeeze and lift the hips up. Inhale at the top. And exhale to gently ripple down. Inhale, relax belly. And exhale, pelvic tilt, pressing to the feet, squeezing, lifting the hips up. Inhale at the top. And exhale, rippling back down. Good. And just hugging the knees into the chest now, a little rock from side to side. Good, and then we're going to bring the hands behind the knees and we'll just rock and roll a few times to come up to a seat. Just making your way up to a seat now. And we're going to do some exercises here. You can maybe just adjust clothing, hair, whatever you need to do. And we're going to be seated for a little while, doing some special pranayama techniques. So these techniques are taken from the kundalini yoga tradition. So the first one you're probably going to be familiar with, but we don't normally emphasize the breath so much for this one. So when we come forward, so we're basically going to be doing some circles through the spine. So when you're ready, you can inhale forward and exhale. And as you come back, draw navel into spine to protect the lower back. So inhale forward. Good. You might be able to hear the floor creaking underneath me. I'm just going to shift over a little bit. Good. And then we'll just take circles the other way around. Good, coming back to center. Inhale, lift the arms up. Hold the breath, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. And exhale, release. Big inhale. Exhale. Good, and just bring the hands on the upper chest, one over the other, and just connect with your heart center here, the heart chakra. We're going to work with the heart chakra with the next couple of breath exercises, really working with those elevated emotions of gratitude, compassion, love, forgiveness. And when you're ready, we're going to blink open the eyes. You can have the eyes open or closed for this exercise, and that goes for the whole class. So really noticing and being aware of what your body intuitively wants to do. When you're ready, we're going to sweep the arms up on the inhale. 3 more. Last one. Good, and just bringing the hands back. You can bring the hands into Gyan Mudra, just index finger and thumbs connecting on the knees. Soften the face. Just feeling yourself connected to the ground. And feel that energy, that grounded, rooted energy from your core, from your base. And that Energy rising, lifting up through the spine to the crown of the head. And the last Anahata Kriya we will do is one that's about emotional release and opening up the heart again for love, for compassion. So we're going to start with the shoulders drawing together and little fists of the hands, and we breathe out through the mouth for this one. So we inhale through the nose and out the mouth. We round a little bit through the upper back. So inhale here. 5 more. Good. And switch the cross of the legs now. And we're just going to take a big inhale, reach the arms up. And then just fold forward. So forward fold, soften down, let go. Just soothing and calming the nervous system. So having the intention to really nourish yourself in the session today as we work with the root chakra, which is all about feeling grounded, secure, confident. If this chakra is out of balance, you may hold on to things such as hoarding, or you might have an eating disorder, or you can feel just stuck, lethargic, stagnant if you have an excess in the earth element and this chakra. But if it's in balance, you generally feel motivated, you feel secure, safe. So let's walk the hands back in now, good. And we'll just inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, twist around to the right. Breathe here as you lift up tall through the spine. And let's make our way back to center. And just twist the other way. Breathe here. And one more time, let's inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, fold on forward. Curling the fingertips away, lengthening through the whole spine. Good, we'll come back. From here, let's make our way into tabletop position. This is where if you do have a little hand towel that you can roll up tight, or maybe a block or something else, just bringing it between the upper thighs. So we're going to work with the Muladhara chakra here. So when you're ready, we'll inhale, drop the belly, and exhale, squeeze the towel or the block and lift the pelvic floor. Inhale, relax the belly. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, squeeze the block. Round through the spine. Good, and just make your way back to center. You can set that off to the side now. Knees together. Let's bring the right leg back. Flex the toes. You engage through the whole of the back leg. Lift the belly to the spine and reach the left arm forward. And then like a human tug of war, just pull each way. Breathe here. Lift the belly to the spine. Lift up through the shoulders. And then release. Good. And just switch sides. And we'll release back to center. Good. From here, make your way into a plank pose. So just lifting up and pressing into the feet. Reach the crown of the head forward. Maybe a micro bend in the elbows here. Feel your strength. And then when you're ready, inhale, shift forward. And exhale, we'll lower down in one line, or knees, chest, forehead down. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's find our Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Inhaling, pressing and lifting up. And exhale, release. Inhale, press to table. And exhale into your child's pose. So knees can be wide, arms stretch out in front. And just breathe here and honor your connection to the earth. The root chakra is depicted with the deep color red, depicting the earth element. And it's represented with a 4-petaled lotus flower representing each element. And when you're ready, making your way up. Good. And we'll just come into downward dog. And you can bend and straighten the legs. Just warming up the legs, the spine. Just taking your time. And we work with the root chakra. It's all about slowing down, tuning in to your inner landscape. Good, and we're just going to reach the right leg up and back, open up that right hip, find some circles into the right hip. Just a couple each way. Good, and then sending that leg up, looking forward. Take a big inhale. Exhale, we'll step up to the top of the mat. And you can bring that right foot to the side of the mat and just drop the left knee down. And we're just going to find a lizard pose, so you can stay right here in your lizard. You might want to come down onto forearms, maybe allow the right foot to open up, and just find a position that you can maintain that feels comfortable. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll just come into our half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. So lengthening that right leg out, flex the foot so the toes point up if you can. Draw the right hip back and lengthen out here. And then we'll cross the left shin parallel or diagonal and see about just sinking the hips down. Maybe finding a little back bend here, rolling the shoulders back. Then making your way into your pigeon pose, either onto forearms or forehead down, or you can just take the seated version if that feels more suitable for your body. And just settle the breath here. Your steady Ujjayi breath. Anchoring you in the present moment all the way through your practice. The breath is far more important than any of the physical postures, so just stay with that knowledge. And let's make our way back. So to come out, we're going to just flex that back foot, press into the hands, lift the leg up. Any shapes to release it, and then setting it back down. Let's find the same thing. So left leg opens up, find your circles into the left hip, 2 in each direction. And then sending it back, straight and square, look forward, inhale. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Bring the left leg out. And again, find your pigeon up on hands, or perhaps down onto forearms, and perhaps you roll to the outer edge of that left foot. So just remembering that we're all different anatomically. So finding the postures, adapting them for your body, for your lifestyle as much as you can. Some postures we need to keep really aligned, and I'll always guide you which ones those are, but for others it's just about feeling into the shapes, and you don't really need to be very precise. Good. So from here, come into your half splits, lengthen out, draw the left hip back. And into your pigeon pose. Setting the hips down. Little mini back bend again maybe. And then lower down. Giving your nervous system a complete rest. Letting go of all the clutter in the mind. And let's come back up. Flex the back foot. Release the left leg. Send it up and back. And then replace it back down. And it might feel nice just to paddle out the legs again here. Bending and straightening. Good. When you're ready, let's inhale, bend the knees, look forward. See if you can find a little pelvic floor lift here. And whether you're stepping or jumping or hopping up, I want you to try and find that lift through the pelvic floor. So bend the knees, inhale, and exhale, step or maybe hop to the top of your mat. And bring the feet a little bit wider than hip width. Find your ragdoll. Just dropping down, letting go here. Maybe a little sway. Feel yourself just letting go. Nothing matters more than just being present here and now. And let's bring the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, palms to the heart. So with the feet together or the feet hip width apart, arms beside you or in prayer, and just ground through the feet. And again, tune into that invisible line of energy from the base of the spine, the pelvic floor, all the way up through the crown of the head, through the central energy channel, in the yogic tradition known as the Sushumna channel. So notice if you can feel a sense of energy rising through the feet. You can imagine your feet being like roots, drawing energy up from the earth. And when you're ready, let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right hand onto the left wrist. Breathe here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, breathe here. Keep lifting up from the waist. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, let's fold forward. Halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, we'll step the left foot back. Good. Breathe here. Now, I want you to lift the belly off the front thigh and see about coming up into an adjusted high lunge here. Stay with it. Keep the length. One more inhale. Exhale into plank or tabletop position. Let's inhale, shift the weight forward. And exhale to lower down onto the knees. From here, we'll come down onto forearms. You can keep the knees down, or you might have the strength to lift up and find your full forearm plank. Press into the feet. engage the legs and reach the crown of the head forward and stay with the breath. Feel the structure and strength in your body. You can always lower the knees if it feels a bit too intense. And let's bring the right arm diagonally across the mat and just come into your forearm side plank. Lift up. One more inhale. Exhale, switching sides. One more inhale. And exhale into forearm plank or into your plank pose. Let's inhale here. And exhale back to downward dog. Good. Just lengthening out. We'll take 2 cleansing breaths here. So on the exhale, I want you to let go of any negative emotions that you might have been harboring, any stress. We'll let it go on the exhale. So big inhale, and out the mouth, exhale. And again, inhale, and let it go. Good. From here, we're going to lift up the left leg, inhale, and exhale, step it to the top of the mat. Maybe bringing the feet a little bit wider apart. You know where you're going this time. We're going to lift the arms up parallel and breathe into that length. Feel your strength. Feel the support of the ground underneath the feet. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, palms to the heart. Good. So from here, our Vrikshasana tree pose. So you can bring the weight into the left foot. Bring the right leg up onto that left leg. And press the thigh into the foot into the thigh if that's where your foot is. Let's reach the arms up, maybe growing your branches. And when you're ready, we're going to just come into your one-legged Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, stepping back into your high lunge. Sink the hips down. Widen the feet on the mat if you need to. And let's start to bring the arms back. Draw the shoulders together. And again, this is another beautiful heart opening breathing exercises to release any stuck or stagnant energy or emotion. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Coming back up, sweeping the arms around and up, and moving into your warrior 2. So front heel in line with the back arch of the back heel. Settle in here, check the back arm is parallel to the shoulder. Let's inhale, reach forward even a little more. Exhale, reverse warrior, reaching back. Inhale here. And exhaling into your side angle. Draw the left floating ribs up towards the ceiling. Find that length all the way from the outer right foot through the fingers, shooting up. Left hand may be on the thigh or in the inside or outside of the left foot. One more inhale. And exhale up and back for reverse triangle. Breathe here, maybe looking up. And then bringing the arms up. We're going to perhaps bring the feet a little closer together and we'll find our triangle pose. So teeing out the arms. And imagine you've got a wall behind you. Let's engage the pelvic floor. So engage through the legs, lift the pelvic floor. Lean or reach forward and then start to tick-tock the arms. Keep lifting the pelvic floor up. One more inhale. Exhale, push through the feet. Use your core to lift back up. And we're going to bring the hands onto the waist. Just lift up through the spine again. Lift the pelvic floor. And then just fold yourself forward, bringing the hands down. So looking down, hands to the ground, and then you can maybe heel toe the feet out a little bit wider. And just breathe here. Maybe bringing the head all the way to the ground. One more inhale. Exhale, halfway lift. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, walk the hands around to the top of the mat. Inhale here. And exhale, make your way back to plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, tabletop position. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right leg out to the side. Inhale, gate pose. And exhale, stretch over that right leg. Open up here. Feel that grounded earth energy. Feel points of contact to the ground. And that lift up from the pelvic floor upwards. And let's come into your side plank. Left hand down, right hand up and over, maybe reaching forward, maybe you're lifting the right leg up, maybe holding the foot. Any options that you would like to take here. If you're holding the foot, just roll that right shoulder back, kick into the hand. Relax the shoulder, relax the neck, and come back to tabletop position, back to your base. And let's inhale, reach the left leg back. Exhale, left leg out. Inhale, gate pose. Exhale, side body stretch. Breathe here. Rotate the heart open to the ceiling. Inhale up and exhale over. Whichever option you took on the other side, going there. One more inhale. And exhale, making your way back to center. Good. In between sides, we're just going to come into puppy. So keeping the hips high, walking the hands forward. And just lowering down. Anahatasana or puppy pose. Melting the heart space down to the earth. And perhaps here feeling a sense of warmth, gratitude for your ability to practice yoga, to find the space and quiet in your busy life so you can connect to yourself but also deepen your connection to others and bring the sense of coherence and love into all your relationships. When you're ready, we'll make our way back and let's find downward dog. Again, let's engage the pelvic floor. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and exhale, travel to the top of your mat, stepping or dropping to the top of your mat. Half lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, palms to the heart. This time the weight comes into the right foot. So we lift up the left leg, plant the left foot wherever it will reach on that leg. It doesn't have to be high up. Just focus on lifting up, finding that connection from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. Sense of steadiness, groundedness, just really embodying energy of a tree. And then whenever you're ready, coming into your one-legged Tadasana. And let's step back into high lunge. Let's bring hands onto hips to just find the correct distance between the feet on the mat, so the feet are wide enough on the mat so you've got balance. So the pelvis is aligned under the shoulders, bringing the arms up. And again, let's do this cleansing, purifying breath, drawing the shoulders together, squeezing the rhombi muscles between the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, circling the arms round and up. Exhale, warrior two. Settle in here. And let's find our flow. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale here. And exhale into your side angle, whichever version suits your body. Breathe here. Let's inhale, reach up and back, reverse triangle. And make your way back up. Narrowing the stance of the feet if you want to. Coming into your Trikonasana triangle pose. So pull up through the thighs, kneecaps, pelvic floor first. And as you start to tick-tock, see if you can keep the engagement through the pelvic floor. One more inhale. Exhale, push through the feet, use your core to come back up. Good. Hands onto the hips. And now we're just going to come into Malasana Yogi Squat. So to come in, let's again just lengthen through the spine and then just fold forward. And heel toe the feet in. Just finding a yogi squat here, sinking the hips down. Hands might come to the heart center, just pressing the palms in towards each other. And rather than just collapsing down too far, see if you can keep a little bit of a lift through the midline. Soften the face, relax the pelvic floor. Let's try inhaling, squeezing and lift the pelvic floor. And exhale to release. And once again, inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale. And the last one, inhale. And exhale. Good. So from here, we're just going to walk the hands around the top of the mat. And just come into tabletop position. And we'll find our thread the needle pose, just getting into the shoulders again. Inhaling, lifting up the right arm. And then threading it through. Right side of the face comes down to the mat. Left arm might reach forward or behind the back. You might find that the left hand is flat on the ground or up onto fingertips to create more space. Try to relax everything that isn't working or doesn't need to be working here. And let's just plant the left hand beside the face, press into it, reach up and out, and release. And just switch sides, left arm up, and simply thread through. And release, right hand down, left hand comes up. Exhale. Good. So from here, we're going to just come down onto our right side. Right forearm is diagonal across the mat. Bringing the left hand onto the left hip, stacking the knees. When you're ready, just thinking of a clamshell opening up. We're really working into the glutes here, into the core, and maybe a little bit into the pelvic floor as well. So let's inhale to lift up. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, good. And then from here, just stacking the legs. Let's find a side body stretch. Just let the right shoulder hunch up towards the ear. You can use your left hand to balance. And just breathe here. Getting that beautiful stretch into the right side body. Just rolling on to the belly now. Let's find our Salabhasana locust pose. So this is a wonderful one for the spine, for strengthening the spine. So when you're ready, bringing the arms out to the sides with the palms facing down. We're going to start by just peeling and lifting the chest up. You can always interlink the hands behind the back. And now start to lift the legs, squeeze and lift up. Breathe here. And release down, well done. Bring your hands down, knees can be wide, just windshield wiper the legs. Good, and let's just find those clamshell openers to the other side. So left forearm comes across the mat. Bring the knees to stack again. Right hand onto the right hip. Inhale to open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Finding that side stretch. Allow the left shoulder to hunch up. Use your right hand to keep you nice and balanced. Let the neck relax. Good. And then let's come back to center. Good. So if you do have a hand towel or something you can put or you can sit on, you can use it now, just a cushion. So you can perhaps do hero's pose, so just putting the towel or the block underneath the bottom. Sometimes with the pelvic floor work it can be really helpful just to have a towel and just have that pressure on the pelvic floor so you can really feel where you're supposed to be lifting. So with the women, this is definitely, you're trying to connect with the cervix area, and with men it's more the perineum area. So if this is too much for the knees, you can just take this seated, cross-legged, or with the legs out to the sides, in a straddle position with legs right out so you can ground. So whichever position feels good for you. And then tune into the pelvic floor again. Lift up tall through the spine, however you're seated. Inhale, relax. And exhale, squeeze and lift up. Inhale, relax. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just a couple more. Yes, well done. Good. So from here, we just got one more posture. I'm just going to close the window because I think the neighbour has got the lawnmower out. So from here, I want you to just bring the left knee out and just see about cradling the right leg. So sit up tall, find that little anterior tilt in the pelvis, and see about cradling this leg. And then maybe lifting it forward. And maybe taking the left hand to the outer edge of that foot and finding a twist here. And perhaps a pelvic floor lift as well. And release, good. Second side. First a little cradle shape. Really feeling this into the glutes. And then again lifting up. And maybe your twist. And releasing. Good. From here, we're just going to lower down into Shavasana. So you can lower yourself down and just bring the feet out, about hip width apart, palms facing up. Relax the face again, soften, and just let go. This is your special time to fully rest and digest your practice. So make the most of every moment here on your mat. And whenever you're ready, it's time to just bring yourself back now. So you might like to just bring some movement back, little wriggles of the fingers, maybe circles in the ankles and wrists. Perhaps a little stretch out, reaching through fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, just walking the feet back in and just rolling onto your right side, making a pillow for your head with your hand or your arm. Just resting here for a couple more breaths. And then making your way up to a seat. Noticing how you feel. Let's perhaps bring the hands back onto the heart center. And just feeling a sense of peaceful, grounded energy, knowing that you can return to the state whenever you decide to. And let's bring our hands together now in prayer position at our hearts. And then bring the thumbs to press between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you very much for sharing this practice with me. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it's helped you. And please leave any comments if you'd like to, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. I'll see you soon.